Right. The next topic is right. Cell site and mobile station antennas. What are the types of mobiles? What are the types of antennas in your mobiles? And what are the antennas we should use at cell phone tower? Now we discuss. That is the concept of cell site antennas and mobile antennas. Before going to the topic, first I have to brief discussion of antenna system. I think already you know these formulas and the concept, but I will explain before going to that one. I will explain simple manner. That is here equivalent circuit of antennas. Equivalent circuit of antennas. Suppose see this one. Here the figure A shows the actual antenna. Shows the actual antenna. And figure shows transmitting antenna. Figure B shows figure C receiving antenna. See this one. Transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. Here in this transmitting antenna, generate signal, some voltage to that. We have to give some voltage to transmit signal through that antenna. We have to give some voltage to work that antenna, that is by in a transmitting antenna. Next, ZT is that impedance of a transmitting antenna. ZT shows impedance of a transmitting antenna. Next, ZA shows antenna impedance. Data impedance. One signal can be transmitted through wireless reach to the receiving antenna. In this receiving antenna, working for this receiving antenna, we are using to generate some voltage, and antenna impedance is for the antenna is ZA, and we are giving load impedance ZL. In any, I think you know the load and equivalent circuit you are trying in circuits and network subject, right? Here, what is the purpose of using load? Both input impedance and output impedance, nothing but transmitting impedance and receiver impedance should be matched together. Whenever it is matched together only, we have to that's why you have to use the load changing the impedances of transmitting and receiving, right? You know that suppose I have to transmit a signal with a power of PT from transmitting antenna throughout space. Right. Here, how to calculate power for that one and how much distance it can be transmit. How much distance it can, and what is the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna? Right. Here, that's why you have to go for the term is power density. Here, power density can be used by the called as a Poynting vector rho. Rho equal to PT by 4 pi r square in terms of Weber per meter square. Here the numerator contains watts per meter, not Weber, watts per meter square. Sorry, the numerator shows a power nothing but in terms of watts. Here in denominator shows R value. R is nothing but the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. That's why what is the distance we have to calculate in terms of meters and kilometers, but especially we are using in terms of meters. That's why the unit for power density is or power Poynting vector is watts per meter square, right? You know that once we had to transmit signal P, now we have to this is the signal PR. Transmitting power PT, receiving power is PR. Then PR which is equal to rho. Rho is nothing but Poynting vector. It depends upon transmitting and anything but aperture. What is the aperture? I think you know the term aperture, right? Suppose before going to aperture, here what are the cables which we are using in laboratory from function generator to your breadboard, from breadboard to CRO. We are using cables, CRO cables. Here what is the use? This is for giving the signal and capture the signal from the breadboard. Similarly, aperture is another technique which can be transmitting or receiving the signal. This can depends upon opening mouth of an antenna. Opening mouth of an antenna. It is nothing but aperture. Suppose I take a parabolic antenna, umbrella type antenna. It can be mouth at the top of this umbrella type antenna is the opening of the mouth. Based upon the opening of the mouth only, you have to receive the high signal. That is depends upon aperture A. That power is depends upon the transmitted power and aperture. That is PR, which is equal to rho A, which is equal to, already you know that rho equal to PT by 4 pi R square is multiplied with A. That is the received power in terms of, you know that the relation between gain of the antenna equal to A by lambda square. For a short dipole, the gain should be equal to 1, then aperture A equal to lambda square by 4. Then substitute this aperture equation A equal to lambda square by 4 pi. Then automatically received power, which is equal to PT into 1 by 4 pi R by lambda square. Lambda square. This is about received signal. Received signal equation. Here, this is about in general. This is about in general. But from based upon our example, based upon that our example, here see this one figure. What is the receiving power? Here the receiving power is depends on induced voltage V. It depends upon antenna impedance and it depends upon the load impedance. Here based upon this, the received power from this equivalent circuit we are getting the received power, which is equal to V square ZL by ZL plus ZA whole square. If an equivalent circuit based upon this equally, right? That is P equal to, in general, P equal to VI. P equal to VI. Otherwise, V square by R. Based upon this equation only, we are getting like this. Right. Suppose whenever ZL equal to ZA, ZL equal to ZA, and which should be RL. Then automatically ZL by ZA equal to 2RL. Based upon this, automatically we are getting PR equal to V square by 4RL. Assume that it is a dipole or monopole, whatever it may be. The individual voltage in general equation, as already you know that this equation, individual voltage V equal to energy of E lambda by pi. Now substitute this V value in above equation, automatically PR, which is equal to E square lambda square by 4 pi square RL. And how it can be converted into in terms of dB per meters. Why dB per meters? Here we have to calculate the power in terms of distance transmitting and not receiving. See this one, automatically we are getting, double have to substitute RL equal to 50 ohms. RL equal to 50, then substitute 50 ohms. Then automatically we are getting, in terms of dB. In terms of dB minus 113 dBm. So when we substitute in 4 into multiply 50 like this, plus 10 log pi lambda by pi whole square. Here why you are getting here minus, here minus nothing but 113 dBm coming from denominator. That's why we are getting negative. First one, see this one, E lambda pi. E lambda pi, we have to change the equation. Automatically getting it as a plus term. The one minus 113 dBm is the negative term. This is a numerator, that is converts from numerator, converts from general to in terms of dBs. That is numerator minus denominator. The same thing we have to follow here. This is the equation received power. Here discuss received power in two manners. First manner is based upon general terms. Get the based upon the equivalent terms. Right. This is about basics. Now we have to go for the main topic is cell site. What are the type of antennas we are using at the cell phone tower? Right. The main antennas which we are using at cell site is omnidirectional antennas, directional antennas, sensitivity antennas, and umbrella pattern antennas. These are the four types of antennas which we are using present also. Now we are go for in detail for one by one. That is, first one is omnidirectional antenna system. What is meant of omnidirectional antenna system? Omnidirectional antenna system is nothing but which radiates power equal in all directions. All direction. See the figure for 6 dB and 9 dB gain of the antenna. Here the first figure shows 6 dB antennas. This is second figure shows 9 dB. How many main lobes for omnidirectional antenna system? 2 main lobes. See this figure. The main lobes, 2 main lobes we are getting in a spectrum analyzer. For this 9 dB also we are getting 2 main lobes. But what is the difference here? Based upon the gain. Based upon the gain. Now we have to go for startup condition of a omnidirectional antenna system. Here what is meant by startup configuration? The startup configuration is nothing but general fixing of antennas. Here see this figure. See this first figure. At the top of the cell phone tower, all of you, all the students, please make sure all of you see cell phone towers first. At the top of the cell phone towers, they are fixing the triangular manner. They are fixing it antennas in a triangular manner. For each, we are divided into 3 directions. For each direction, we are using one transmitting antenna. See this one. The first one having how many transmitting antennas? For each direction, 3 transmitting. That is 3 transmitting antennas and 2 receiving antennas. For any of the cell phone tower, only contains 2 receivers. When omnidirectional antenna systems are used, 3 transmitting antennas and 2 receiving antennas. Already we discussed yesterday class about channels. For each antenna supports, transmitting antenna supports, how many channels? For each transmitting antenna supports 1 setup channel plus 15 voice channels. Then how channels now we are getting? For this first figure, we are getting 3 setup channels plus 45 voice channels. The total is 48 channels. 3 setup channels plus 45 voice channels we are getting, total 48 channels for general condition. Here we are available only 45 voice channels is nothing but only 45 users can be allowed. Suppose the number of users are increases, we have to increase the number of transmitting antennas. That is about abnormal condition. Yes, see the second figure. Instead of using 3 transmitting antennas, we are by again 3 more antennas. Then automatically how many number of channels increases? Again 48 channels can be increases. Nothing but 6 setup channels plus 90 voice channels. Then automatically 90 members can be utilized. This is for figure A shows startup condition. Figure B shows abnormal condition. Right. Here abnormal condition is nothing but increasing the number of transmitting antennas when number of subscribers are increases. This is about omnidirectional antenna. Right. Next, we have to go for next type of antennas is directional antennas. Why we are going for directional antennas? What is the use and what are the drawbacks in omnidirectional antennas? How to rectify in directional antenna system? Here in directional antenna system used for to reduce co-channel interference first. To reduce co-channel interference and implement proper way by the frequency reuse. That's why you are going for directional antennas. Right. What is a directional antenna now? Directional antenna is used to transmit signal in a particular direction. You see this one. The first figure shows how many main lobe? 1 main lobe. In this direction, from the right direction, only 1 main lobe coming. Nothing but in this direction, the direction are fixed. The second one shows this is the main right. From this direction, we have to use the directional antennas. Directional. And this is for horizontal pattern. This is for vertical pattern. Vertical pattern. Here, we have to go for the original directional antenna system. Now, I have to discuss about sectoring here. Sectoring. Here, what is but sectoring? Nothing but dividing the cell. Suppose what is the cell shape we are using? The cell shape of cellular communication is hexagonal shaped cell. There are 2 types of 60-degree sectoring, 120-degree sectoring. What is the difference between these 2? What is the difference between these 2? Suppose we are using 120-degree sectoring, nothing but the hexagonal shaped cell divided into 3 parts. Again given into 3 parts. For each part we have to use one transmitting antenna. What about 60-degree sectoring? Each hexagonal shape would divide into 6 parts equally. Divide to 6 parts equally. Then each direction we are using, each part and each direction we are using one directional antenna system. Directional antenna system. Here see this one. The first one here is this is 120-degree sector, nothing but 3 parts. This is first part of hexagonal. This is the second part. This is the third part. See this one. The first part contains how many transmitting antennas? One transmitting antenna system for a particular direction. How many receiving antennas? 2 receiving antennas in a particular direction. Similarly, second T2 and R21 and R22. Next one is T3 and R31 and R32. Nothing but for each direction we are using separate receiving antennas and separate transmitting antennas. But what about omnidirectional antenna system? In omnidirectional antenna system, we have to increase the number of transmitting antennas. There is no chance of increasing not more than 2 receiving antennas. But here in directional antenna system, for each direction we are using one transmitting antenna, and for each direction we are using 2 receiving antennas. Right. Suppose I have to go for abnormal condition. And second figure shows 60-degree. That is divide the hexagonal shape into 6 parts. Nothing but 6 transmitting antennas and 12 receiving antennas. 6 transmitting antennas, 12 receiving antennas. Suppose I have to go for abnormal condition. What is an abnormal condition? When number of subscribers are increases, nothing but we have to increase the number of transmitting antennas. Nothing but just compare this figure A and figure C. Here in figure A we are using only one transmitting antenna and 2 receiving antennas. But in figure C, we have to increase the number of transmitting antennas by 2 and receiving antennas should be same. This is about directional antenna system. Nothing but which can be transmitted in a direction. Right. See this in any omnidirectional antenna system or directional antenna system, we are using 2 receiving antennas. In 2 receiving antennas in omnidirectional, in 2 receiving for particular direction in directional antenna system, right? Nothing but right. Now we have to go for space diversity antennas. Third one is where exactly use this space diversity antenna? The space diversity antenna is nothing but which is useful only for receiving, not for transmitting. Only space diversity antennas are used for only receiving the signal. How many number of receiving antennas is 2 receiving antennas in the space diversity. That's why directional antenna system will have 2 receiving antennas, and directional antenna system also has 2 receiving antennas in a particular direction. See this one, 2 receiving antennas. What is the distance separation distance fixing of 2 receiving antennas is D. The height of the antennas is H. Here, what is the use of this space diversity antenna? Here, the space diversity antenna, which is used for comparing the received signal, whether it is corrupted or not. The same signal is received by the 2 antennas, and once I receive, then compare, then final giving result. When 2 signals are equal, there is no errors. When it is not equal, the error is coming. That is, suppose we have to transmit a signal from our mobile unit to cell phone tower. Nothing but some signals are one path is going for direct path, another path is reflected and finally reach to the receiver. That's why we are taking 2 paths and can be compared. And final result is whether the signal is disturbed or not. That is the concept of correlation. I think you know the topic you are studied, the correlation topic. Here the correlation topic is nothing but whether it is equal or not. Right. That is the correlation can be done. Right. Here the relation of this the distance between 2 receiving antennas D and H is eta equal to H by D. Must and should we have to satisfy this condition only for fixing of space diversity antennas. Here, what is a space diversity antenna? Which is nothing but which is useful for only receiving the signal, not for transmitting. Right.
Right. Here the equation for fixing this phase diversity antenna is eta, which is equal to h by d, which is should be equal to 11. Right. Right. Here, what is the purpose of using phase diversity antenna, which is for correlation of the two received signals. Correlation of the two received signals. Right. Wait a minute. PPT is not working properly. Right. Here, see this one equation, eta equal to h by d, which is equal to 11. Whenever the d is greater than or equal to 8 lambda, then substitute automatically the atta height should be are getting 100 feet or 30 meters. Whenever the d values are the separation distance is greater than or equal to 14 lambda, the antenna should be 150 feet or 50 meters. Next, the last type of cell set antenna is umbrella pattern antenna. You know, this type of antenna, I think you are studied in your AWP. Here, this is the shows that this is a top disc. This is a top disc point. This is umbrella shape. This is umbrella shape. This is the top of the disc. And now, I have to assume this is the monopole type, right? Here, see this now. I have to explain types of these antennas. First one is normal umbrella pattern type of antenna. Yes, see this one. This is the cone. This is the disc. This is the axis of the disc. Here the what is the cone and height of the cone. Here normal control energy, controlling the energy in a particular area, and it is used by using more with a top disc. With a top disc. Here the size of the disc, that is the center disc, the size of the disc can be determined by the tilting angle of a pattern. Tilting of a pattern. You know how it works. It is the signal is received and reflected by the umbrella and finally reached to the disc. For transmitting from disc to reflected in the umbrella and finally reached into the space. That is just like reflection. Normal. The second one is broadband. Here what mean broadband is nothing but more bandwidth. For more bandwidth available, nothing but we have to use more umbrella type of antennas. One by one. See this one. Number of umbrella antennas can be adjusted more. That is about broadband. Next one is interference reduction antenna. Interference reduction antenna. This can be done by using antenna tilting. Antenna tilting. Nothing but how it can be reduced by using two critical directions we have to use. That is, we have to use two directions, not for in a singular particular direction. We have to change the direction of the umbrella antenna. Then only we are getting reduce the interference. Next, the fourth one is high gain broadband umbrella pattern antenna. This is also nothing but broadband type only, similar to broadband type. That is stacking number of umbrella pattern antenna. Stacking nothing but grouping number of umbrella type of antenna in a vertical manner. This is about cell set antennas. Here in this cell set antennas, we are using omnidirectional antenna system. Second one is direct antenna system. The third one is space diversity antenna system and umbrella pattern antenna system. Among these types, omnidirectional antenna system, direct antenna system, umbrella pattern, which is used for both transmitting and reception purpose. Transmitting and reception purpose. Antenna which is used for only for receiving. Remember this point. Space diversity antenna which is used for only for receiving. The next one is go through mobile antennas. Mobile antennas. What is a mobile antenna? What type of antenna is used in your mobiles? What height of the mobile antenna height? Very less. It is nowadays the antennas are fixing inside the first generation mobiles. The antennas are fixing at the top of the mobile unit. I think you go for first generation mobile units. In this first generation mobile units, the antenna are fixing at the top of the one corner of the mobile. Small, right. Now we have to go for what are the types of mobile antennas. First one is roof mounted. Roof mounted antennas. Here what is meant a roof mounted? Here the roof mounted is nothing but the antennas are fixing at the top of the mobile unit. At the top of the mobile unit, not for inside. It can be, you have all the users can be, you have to watch is present or not. That is the top of the mobile and mobile unit. That is first generation. The roof mounted is first generation of the cellular communication. Right. Here in this roof mounted antennas. Roof mounted antennas. What type of antenna is the roof mounted? Again, omnidirectional antenna system are used in the roof mounted. Inside the roof mounted, to fix the type of antenna is omnidirectional antenna system. Second one is gas mounted. In first generation, the antenna is visible, but in second generation, from second generation onwards, the antennas are not visible to every user. The antennas are fixing inside your mobile unit. Here you have to see your mobile. Is there any antenna visible to you? No. Why? The antennas are fixing inside the mobile unit. That is, your screen is there. The screen is glass material. Your screen, cell phone screen is a glass. One side of the glass, antennas are fixing for transmitting and receiving. That's why this is called the glass mounted antennas. The antenna gain for this glass mounted antenna is 1 to 3 dB. 1 to 3 dB. Here, these glass mounted antennas cannot be installed on the shaded glass. Not a shaded glass. It is a pure visible. You have to see this your mobile screen. It is a perfect. It is a perfect glass which you are using, not for shaded glasses. Next, the third is mobile high gain antennas. Mobile high gain antennas. Here, what is meant mobile high gain antennas? Here, previous to it is maximum supports only 1 to 3 dB gain. So we have to increase the gain of a system. Nothing but we are going for stacking. We have to stacking the number of antennas one by one. That's why we go for mobile high gain antennas. Again, this mobile high gain antennas can be divided two parts: vertical and horizontal. What is the difference between vertical and horizontal? Whenever you're using horizontal type of mobile high gain antennas, nothing but we have to horizontal fixing number of antennas side by side in a horizontal manner. In a vertical manner, vertically we have to fix number of antennas. Then only the gain can be increased. This is mobile antennas. Now we have to go for the last one is what is the separation distance? What is the separation distance? Antennas, receiving antennas in cell site. All of you discuss about space diversity. Space diversity. What is the minimum distance we have to maintain? D. D is the distance maintained between two antennas in the
tower, cell phone tower. See this figure. This is antenna A. This is antenna B in the base station. Antenna in this direction, A direction. Antenna B in this direction. Here, this type of antenna is omnidirectional antenna system. Here, the dotted line shows antenna pattern of antenna A. The thick line shows antenna pattern for B. See this one. This is the road. Suppose I have to assume this road. See, for a particular vertical here, the power of the B is greater than power of A. Here P of A is greater than P of B. Here P of B is greater than P of A. Like I have to change, automatically change. The power can be changed. And sometimes we are getting interference. See this one from this first this point and this last point, no problem. But we are getting here, we are getting two signals, P and PB. Sometimes nothing, but we are getting interference. And for this purpose, we have to maintain some distance between two antennas fixing at the top of the cell phone tower, not by side by side immediately. We have to maintain some distance between two antennas. What is the separation distance is D. Right. This is about the concept of cell set antennas and mobile antennas. Thank you for today's class, this completes your first unit. And tomorrow I am giving assignment for you. I'm uploading assignment section in Microsoft Teams. I'm giving 10 days to submit. All of you make sure them. I am already sent assignment forward to your CRs. And CRs can be forward to you. You can take either printout first. You have any printing option available in your near home? Take printout and make a book. Otherwise, take a A4 sheet and make them follow the format. Open that format and you have to write your own and write your answers, assignment questions. Tomorrow I will discuss each and every question first before going to have to write. And first of all, I discuss what is the problem, how we can complete that problem. Right. I will discuss. Is there any query? Today's class, type your query in chat box, right? All the students, wait a minute. Your attendance is recorded now. Wait a minute.